So today we are going to learn how to decoupage onto a bottle. In this case, it's a flask that I just, I found a few of them in the recycling bin, and I just love these bottles. They just remind me of the old Western times. I don't know, but I decoupaged this for the first time last month, and I absolutely loved the way it came out. So I figured I would share this with you. Now, mind you, you can use this. You can use like a mason jar, a glass jar, even just like those cheap glass vases that you might find at the Dollar Tree. But again, this project will be using just an empty flask. So you're going to need your glass bottle, paintbrushes, Mod Podge, which is going to serve as the glue and also as the gloss, some rubbing alcohol to clean the bottle, and just white acrylic paint. No, we don't need that. Just some white acrylic paint. Now, mind you, if you're using acrylic paint on glass, it scratches off so easily. So what I do is I do a coat of like gloss or Mod Podge first, and then I put on the white. So if you want to skip that part, you can get chalk paint, because that's different. That will adhere better to glass. Okay, and also you're going to need your design of choice. For this, I have tissue paper with the beloved red truck, which I just do not ever get sick of. Or you can use tissue paper, not tissue paper, like actual napkins, cocktail napkins. But again, for this, we are using tissue paper. And let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned before, if you are using acrylic paint, you're going to want to put a layer of Mod Podge or any kind of glaze before you put the paint on. And of course, that has to dry completely. So putting on a quick coat, like so. So for this project that I did last month, I used a combination of tissue paper and also just this holiday cocktail napkin. Tissue paper is already just one layer, but if you're using a cocktail napkin, there's two layers. So sometimes it's so hard to see, but as we do it, I'll show you how to peel it off. Because you don't want to put both layers down. It's going to end up not laying flat and just becoming a problem. So the other thing, rather than just cutting your designs out, you want to tear them, because that ragged edge actually blends nicer when you are gluing or decoupaging the design onto the bottle. And again, I will show you. So see how I'm just tearing. Jagged is good, jagged. I'm using this little piece of holly or whatever that is. So I'm tearing. And if you want to cut it straight, just cut it out. It's fine. You can do that as well. Now you see how now it starts to separate. So this is my opportunity to peel. It's really thin, so you kind of have to be careful. Just peel it off, get rid of that bottom layer. So that's going to be one of my designs, one part of it. And then for the tissue paper, like I said, it's just one layer, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to just start ripping whatever design that you want out. What you also want to do is, you kind of want to have an eye of what you want, obviously, on your bottle. So this is kind of short. So when I'm looking like this, it's going to, that's perfect. That's going to fit nicely. Don't worry if it goes around. I mean, that's actually totally doable. But just to get a basic idea of the sizing, this is probably either going to be here or up here around the neck. No rules, just do what you feel would look good. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Okay, so our second coat is dry. Definitely leave that to dry at least like 3 hours in a dry spot. So we're going to start with, decoupaging. So you're going to put a little bit, less is better, okay, with this. So the Mod Podge, let's see, for this piece, I'm going to put down here. And again, there's no right or wrong way. It's really whatever your vision is, and cover and it's okay if there's etching in there. It actually looks really cool, but you can't really see it once the decoupage is down and then you put that final coat on. So, okay. Now I am going to just place it. Try to get it center. What I forgot to mention in the beginning is you're also going to need some kind of a plastic bag. It could be really anything. It could be Saran Wrap. This is actually like a produce bag because you're going to put your fingers in it and you're going to start to smooth those bubblies out. And you see how that's why we needed the white underneath, because of course the tissue paper and the napkins are white, and it blends nicely with that jagged edge. Okay. And it's okay if there's still a piece that's not done. You just go back to your paintbrush, tiny little dab, and get on under there and just add a little more. And then again, get that plastic bag. Believe me, you need that plastic bag. It just really gets those bubbles out. Okay. Okay, so that's one part of it. And let's see, I'm going to now maybe do this particular red truck right there, little Maji. And you're going to end up, after everything is dried, you're going to end up putting another layer of Mod Podge over everything, just to seal it in and also to give it that little gloss. So again, first place, let's see kind of where you want it. Okay, take this, smooth it out. Okay, I didn't put enough up there, so I'm just going to sneak it in under there. Let's see, I'm going to put one more trucky there, and then I might stick in a little word, my joy, that I have cut out here. So that right there, plastic. smooth it out. Okay. And let me get this smaller. I don't like that long tailish thing on the Y there. I just want a simple little joy. So I'm gonna rip that part off. And maybe I will put it right here. See how that works. Try to trim some of that. Okay. Oops. I'm going to cut that little bit off because it's going to cover my wheel. Okay, get the plastic. Okay, so that's that side. Okay, so before I do the other side, I want to just put this little design on the neck of the bottle. So it's skinny, so I have a nice little skinny design here. You know, this is all up to you. All the pictures, whatever, any tissue paper, cocktail napkin, any motif you want, holiday, non-holiday, up to you. I'm just giving you a little bit of a guidance of how to do this. So I'm going to put the Mod Podge on the neck here and do what we've been doing and attach that pretty little design right there and smooth out those bubbles. Cannot express how important that is. Make sure those bubbles are smooth, because once it dries, those bubbles are forever. Like so. Finish it up, smooth it out. Okay, well, the decoupaging is basically finished. Took a couple of more pieces of that greenery and put it up top. But this is it, and it's just, I'm so happy with it. So now you've got to let it dry for, again, like a few hours in a dry space. And once that is done drying, then we are going to put a layer of Mod Podge on it. Now this is glossy, so I personally like that glossy look. You can also have Mod Podge that has a more matted, it doesn't say gloss, it's matte. So you can use that to your preference. So let's wait until this dries and then we will do that final coating. Okay, so now we are ready for the final coat. Again, Mod Podge, I use gloss. You can use one that's matte. What I also use sometimes, or actually many times, after I put the Mod Podge on, and of course it dries completely, I use something called Triple Thick, and it's by Deco Art. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It should be sold in most craft stores. It is just such a thick, beautiful gloss glaze. Again, if you like that sort of shininess. I used to love the matte, but now I'm getting back into the glaze. So it's up to you. Okay, so Mod Podge. And just cover it. You can be very generous with it now. And one coat should definitely be fine. And that's going to be about it as far as this tutorial. Make sure you cover it all. And I want to thank you so much for watching. And I would love it if you subscribed and shared any of these videos with your fellow crafty friends. Leave me a comment. I can take criticism. And so don't worry about that. And I will see you next time. Bye.